It's Corona time. It's Corona time.
Point of personal privilege. Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Quick point of privilege once again. Quick point of privilege once again.
This is the dessert after the meal.
This is Todd Talk.
Will you shut up?
Hello, universe. How is everybody out there? Well, we are in the strange year of 2020. I figured that I would give this video thing a try, speaking of strange year. And kind of move into a different direction of my creativities and things. And anyway, here I am, first video. I figured I'd touch base with you guys and see how it's going, and hope everybody's staying somewhat sane out there. And it's been a strange year for myself. I've run into people that have had strange years. I've run into people that have had the best years of their lives, their creativeness, whatever you want to call it. So let me check the levels, make sure everything's okay, and we'll get the show on the road. Well, I feel like I can hear everything. I guess you guys feel like you can hear everything too. Again, welcome to Todd Talk, probably one of only a few that's been done in 2020. And certainly the first video one that I've done, and certainly the first solo one that I've done. I hope you all are staying sane. It's been a strange year for me. I kind of just decided to tuck away into my own mind and my own body this year and grow myself creatively and physically and mentally. And by physically, I do mean, yes, I've gained my Corona 15 like everybody has. Tee. And if things sound a little different than they used to, I'm into a new $1 million facility here. Best cameras money can buy, best microphones money can buy. Armed guards like we like to have in today's world outside the gates and the perimeters. So don't try to get into the Todd Talk compound anymore. Things have changed, so I'm kidding. But I have moved into a different little studio, and I'm trying to just kind of deal with the sound and get it to where I like it and where I want it, and how I talk into the microphone and things like that. So if it sounds a little funny the first few episodes, that's because it's probably pretty funny. And, I guess here we are. We're upon Halloween 2020. I don't think it's going to exist much this year as far as trick-or-treaters and parties and social gatherings are concerned. Strange year. I will say that I have grown personally a lot, I think, through challenges, through whatever the case may be. And I don't know. I hope all of you musicians and artists and people that I know are creative, that actually made a living being creative, have found other outlets for yourself to financially stay afloat and to also still have that creativity flowing in your mind. Wow, it looks like everything's going great. Sweet. Other than my breathing into the microphone, but I'll get used to that. I got to get used to new manners, new habits, things like that. For me, it was weird. I had a lot of things booked as far as school goes, and the dog treat business, I kind of just, it's over. But yeah, it was just kind of weird for me. The hatred I've seen this year, I got off social media pretty much in February, I think, and haven't really been on it maybe twice since February. Don't miss it. Saw a bunch of people just really making asses of themselves, and I don't know. The hatred that I've seen this year has been disgusting. And, what do we do after the election? And what do we do, regardless of what old white man wins? What do we do after the election? What do we do after we've all hated each other for whatever our individual thoughts were and whatever your reason was for the last 4 years to hate each other? What do we do after that? How do we grow past all that? That's my question for you. That's my question for myself. I've never seen anything like this politically. As a teenager, I was kind of mocked and made fun of because, I always told people that the government was POSs and that they didn't have our best interest in mind. And, everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid pretty heavily back then, which is why we're in the situation we're in now. I don't know. I've always expected it to kind of the bottom to fall out, but I didn't expect it to happen so fast. I didn't expect it to happen in 2020. Who'd have thunk that perhaps the greatest economic president we ever had in history would have been a reality star that everybody loved until he was president. Pretty funny, huh? Yeah. What do we do? What do we do after all this is over? And what do we do after, the election's over, after the media has made complete asses of us and themselves? And who do we believe? Do we actually get back to some sort of humanity? Do we get back to talking to our neighbors or do we just go further apart into distrust? I don't know. Economically speaking, I don't think we have a clue what the pandemic is going to do or has done to us yet. Hopefully that will come about. We'll start figuring that out at the beginning of 2021. It could be ugly. It could not be ugly. Who the hell knows? I hope all of you have made it. I'm talking like anybody's listening. Really, I'm just trying to get my own thoughts and my own, dysfunctions about this year out of my mind. Put them on video, put them on audio, something like that. Haven't seen a whole lot of people this year. I've seen my lady friend and my parents, which both all are doing well. Mom did get diagnosed COVID positive or diagnosed, whatever they say nowadays. I mean, no other disease really exists anymore except COVID. We don't have heart disease or cancer or anything like that anymore. We just have COVID now. So whatever you have, it's COVID. So mom did test positive for COVID. I didn't get tested. Dad tested negative. Most everybody around me's tested negative. So it's just weird how it's made our culture frightened of each other, indecisive with each other. States like California and Michigan, which are literally have the worst draconian laws I've ever heard of, and this bullshit that the guy in California is pulling about how you can't have Thanksgiving at your house, and at what point do we stop? At what point do we just take our rights back as individual humans? And why and when did we give all these rights to these POS politicians that think they know what's best for us? When did that happen? I've never trusted them. I haven't trusted them since, well, I was little enough to think on my own. You know, I didn't trust them any more than I trusted teachers or police officers at the time, and don't get me wrong, I trust police officers. You know, everybody has their need in society. We don't need to go throwing people away and canceling people because a few people got their feelings hurt. That's silly. Just nutty to me.
Girl, please.
Exactly. Girl, please. Yeah. The behavior I've seen has been strange, and the behavior I've even seen out of, Texas has just been, the behavior I've every place. Most places have had to deal with it pretty, intelligently. There's been a few places that have dealt with it unintelligently, and, we're seeing these mass exoduses out of New York, California. Don't go everywhere else and spread your diseases. You got to fix your problem. This isn't about going somewhere else and making it the exact same thing you left. Nobody needs that. You should have to stay and fix your own state. I left a liberal state after spending a majority of my adult life there and coming back down to Texas, at the time, regrettably, but now it's just, okay, it's just a place I live. It's not necessarily define who I am. Wherever I live does not make who I am. I've been telling myself that for years. Sometimes I believe it, sometimes I don't. Sarah Beth Pottery, check out her website. Pretty sweet stuff. Handmade tie-dye mug for me. Yeah. Check her out, support local. That's another thing. I hope that a lot of the local businesses that we've come to really like in our communities and support. And, a lot of these may not make it. So we've got to really, this may have changed the whole dynamic of our culture and our society. Yeah, this may have just changed everything. Our routines, how we look at things, how we do things, how we go out to eat, how we dine. Maybe restaurants don't have 250-person capacities anymore. Maybe restaurants only have 110-person capacities, I feel a real soft spot in my heart for the people that work in the hospitality industries, or rather you work in a restaurant, a brewery, and here where I live in Lubbock, Texas, we were just now seeing the brewery boom that had been happening in most places. Actually, I guess Texas just now jumped on board for that. Places I've lived, like Colorado, and places some would say they invented the craft brewery industry. Whatever. Anyway, the place that I live presently, we were just starting to see the craft brewery boom. And things things of that that genre of growth coming to Lubbock, and now everybody here's hurting. Now everybody, we can't go out to drink. Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock specifically, I guess as well. But Texas is known for live music, beer, and barbecue, and they've taken all that away, which seems kind of, strange to me for a state that, I don't know. Again, nobody knew how we were going to deal with this. Nobody knew what was actually going to happen when a pandemic hit our country. Regardless of how you feel and stand on this pandemic, I think that, politically speaking, what was done could be done. I honestly think that we didn't get a good assessment of how we can actually handle a pandemic or a true crisis in this country because of the political division. I think that a lot of what we could have learned out of this will probably be missed just because of the political division, the societal divisions that are happening right now. And regardless of what any of you want to think, in my lifetime, we haven't had a good president. And the identity politics has taken a hold of our culture is foolish. And, we've got to get back to individuality. We've got to get back to loving the neighbor. We've got to get back to, I don't know. It's just a strange time. I've never seen anything like it. Again, as a kid, I became cynical and pessimistic of the government and the system at a very young age. So none of this really surprises me. I did think that it would be many years from now until we still got there. And meaning that I didn't think my parents would see the collapse of civilization. But it looks like a lot of people's parents may see the collapse of civilization, and we may all get to deal with it in the same way and pick up the pieces and figure out how to reconnect with each other as humans. And yeah, that's kind of where I feel about this. How are you guys doing? How do you feel about what's happened, the changes that have come, the changes that are coming? Everybody acts like, oh, when the election's over, we'll get back to normal. And I'm afraid that's not going to happen. It's not... things weren't normal before the pandemic, before, the reality star presidents. In my opinion, every president's a reality star. That's what makes them president. So that's another foolish BS cliche thing that we've come up with about Trump as well. But, what's y'all's thoughts about all this? How do we move past basically what we've created in the last 4 years? If we're honest with ourselves, we've created it in the last 20 years, but certainly the last 4 years has been a shit throw. And how do you feel about it? What do you see? Do we get back to humanity? Is there truly a civil war on the way? I mean, we've seen gun sales through the roof. We've seen marijuana sales in legal states through the roof. So people are obviously getting high and buying guns. Alcohol sales are through the roof, and it's just, it's funny, I guess. I don't know. And I feel sorry for anybody who's, I don't feel sorry. My heart goes out to anybody who's lost someone over the COVID issue, who's been affected personally by the COVID issue. Rather, you've received a positive test, or someone, or speaking of COVID, good Lord, mine's coming up. It's just been strange how it's divided us, how, and are people actually going to do the holidays this year? I know a lot of places have opted out of the trick-or-treat thing, and a lot of places have gone into maybe like a drive-by fall festival type thing that may be a little more conducive to today's times, and maybe a little more, I don't know, modern, as they say. It's today's world, so yeah, it's weird. It's been weird for me on a personal level. I've had to really just, I don't know. I think I got sad about it. I think I got depressed about it. I think that watching a lot of my musician friends have to move into different directions and not be performers, at least for the time being and the foreseeable future. And but it really helped me delve into my own growth, and it really helped me delve into my own personal, how I feel about things on a personal level, how I look at things on a political level, where I go from here on a creative level. And, I withdrew from school because I wasn't willing to play the mask game. And I don't know how you go and finish a music degree and be part of singing ensembles and things and have to wear a mask. And, I just wasn't really willing to even play that game. So I withdrew from school. I hope to get back to it at some points. And I just kind of delved into my own creativities this year and my own musical talents and got back into a lot of audio and video editing, and which is why I'm here doing my first YouTube Todd Talk video, whatever they call these things nowadays. And I haven't seen anybody all year, so I just figured I'd reach out and touch base and see what kind of I don't know what kind of crowd I can reach. And not all of them are going to be about present day. I just figured I needed to touch base, say hi to everybody. Howdy, universe. Assuming that anybody's actually going to be listening to this but me. And just kind of get some things off my chest. Rather, it's more like an audio diary for myself, or I actually reach someone and they listen to me and watch me and view me, and I'll be doing some cool things. I hope to be playing some music live for you guys. I hope to be doing some animated cartoon type things on the YouTube channel for you guys. We will also be doing a Todd and Kelly variety hour type thing. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but Kelly will be coming on and talking about recipes, and we'll be talking about cooking, and we'll be talking about doing video. We'll be doing video tutorials for cooking. I don't know. It's just going to be kind of cool to see where we go with it. And, once we get back to actually touching each other and, gathering in public places and going to concerts and that's another thing that makes me sad, is that will we ever see concerts? Will we ever do the things that we've done, or at least that I've done most of my life? I mean, I've been to hundreds and hundreds of concerts, and to know that, are we going to get back to concerts? And I know all of you are like, don't be so naysayer, man. We're going to have concerts next year. And yeah, we might have concerts next year. A lot of the people I know that I deal with in Nashville, they say pretty much everything in Nashville is canceled through February. And, we had a summer without Red Rocks. I mean, that's crazy to me. Having lived in Colorado 20 years, there have been Red Rocks every summer, multiple times on many occasions. And the fact that we just had a summer without Red Rocks is bonkers. And the people I know out in Nashville are saying, yeah, we know that at least through February is canceled. That's bonkers to me. That is truly, truly, truly bonkers to me. But it also just may be me working my way through all this and dealing with what the normalities to come are going to be and how we adjust. And do we cram 7,000, 10,000, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people into concert venues anymore? Or is it different now? I guess those are the things we have left to see, and the things we have left to move towards. Yeah. All right, friends. I think that's it for me. I feel like I'm rambling now. So I hope you all have a safe Halloween weekend. If you like what you hear, leave a comment. If you don't like what you hear, haha, just kidding. So toddtalkpodcast.com is where you can find my website. There's things up there you can see and travel around on and check out. I will be updating a lot of things coming in the near days, not recent days. In the near days, there'll be some updates coming to the website, to the to the YouTube channel. And look for videos as they come out. And again, my friends, I appreciate everything, and be kind to yourselves, love each other. Let's all work in a universal way to figure out how we move past the damage we've done to our culture. And see ya.